concerning why young people only see social media for hooking ups and dating when they can use social media to really actually improve their lives, their education, and their career and all that. So all the way from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, let's have this one. We talked with Mr. Eli as he shares more lights on how young people can really use social media for opportunities and to equip their lives. Let's go over to Mr. Eli, and I will be back. Yeah, good morning.
Morning, Emmanuel.
Yes, I would like to know your name and what you do for a living.
Certainly. So my name is Eli Groener, and I work with Search for Common Ground, which is an international non-governmental organization. I work primarily in Burundi, but I travel a little bit throughout the region of East Africa as well for my work. And I'm from the United States originally.
Wow. Okay. Before we go to our topic of discussion, you've been to a lot of African countries. What do you think that Africans have as one? Maybe one challenge, one opportunity. What are some of the things you've seen in your field work? You know, being in different countries, in Kenya, in Uganda, in all over Africa. What are some of the key things you've seen?
Yeah, I think some of the key challenges, and this relates directly to social media, but really revolves around access to electricity and access to internet are kind of some very key issues. Even in some of these very big capitals like Dar es Salaam or Nairobi or Abuja, I think some of these very big African metropolises struggle with 24-hour electricity. They struggle with traffic and really just getting around town, and ease of transportation, ease of communication are some of the big key issues I would see.
Well, that's good. Back to young people, I know social media has a huge percentage of young people where they hook up, get connected, do friendship, and all that. Are there some of your concerns that you've seen young people use social media wrongly, and are there so many huge opportunities for young people that they themselves are not seeing?
That's a great point, and I really do think that social media has enormous potential, really to benefit the lives of youth, and really both in terms of new knowledge, but also in terms of helping them expand their networks and connections with similar, like-minded individuals within their country and also across the continent. And I think for me, social media is a relatively new phenomenon. But you're seeing in Africa with the rise of these smartphones, really people are getting very connected and getting really hooked to this kind of social networking aspect. And I think it's quite positive, and it's positive if you really recognize some of the benefits and opportunities that are available.
Okay. We found a lot of times where young people, girls meet guys they've never seen before, and we've had, especially in Africa, we've had really bad experiences where some get killed, some get raped, and all that. What would you say about that, especially to the females who sometimes just hook up with guys they don't know, and then they could get killed and all that?
Yeah, I would think, my counsel with social media and social networks is to not to do anything on social network that you wouldn't do in real life. And so in real life, if you wouldn't go out on a date with someone you'd never met before, or never meet for drinks, someone that you've never met before, also don't do it on social media, because perhaps it's even more dangerous than I think. And if building trust, if you haven't built trust with a specific person in real life yet, then I recommend you really not transferring very important details and questions, and not getting into a serious discussion with these kind of unknown people, just because you really don't understand who's on the other side of the communication. And I think especially with internet, anytime you say something, it's there for forever, and that's kind of an important, whether it's writing an email, whether it's a Facebook post or a tweet, these things last for a long time, and could be later tied back to you. So just always be careful what you say, and if you wouldn't say it in person, if you wouldn't say a specific insult or comment to somebody to their face, then probably best not to do it on the social media, just because it could really be used against you, and also could really hurt somebody with the amount of people that could see what you're saying and communicating.
Okay. Lastly, Are there opportunities for young people aside what they use social media for?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of times they use it to know the top 10 music,
Mm-hmm.
videos, fashion, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, aren't there very um, tangible opportunities for young people to access on the internet or social media aside
Mm-hmm.
some of the frivolities, like dating and hanging out and all
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there really are some tangible benefits for following social media. First and foremost, you can really connect yourself very efficiently with news sources, international news sources, different sorts of academic publications, and also experts that perhaps you wouldn't normally get into contact with in your country. And so I think for me on Twitter, I'm usually following a number of different experts and academics and publications, and you're able to see in real time and get a sense of what they're saying and reporting on, and that's kind of broadened my horizon. Not everyone has access to physical print newspapers, or perhaps isn't aware of different sorts of high-level NGOs and think tanks. And so I think with these tweets and with Facebook, you can get a very good sense, whether you're focusing on environmental advocacy or women's rights. You could very quickly get to the center of the debate using social media, and really expand your knowledge around the key issues and the key players and the key organizations that are working. I would say, secondly, yeah, social media can be used to really, enhance your prospects for employment. A lot of major NGOs and organizations often publicize their recruitment ads on Facebook and Twitter, and so a good thing is to really follow their social media accounts and keep up to date with that. And most organizations these days want as many people to apply for a job as they can, and so they'll really blast it on social media. And so if you're following pretty carefully, if you have a couple of dream organizations that you want to work for, following them and liking their pages on Facebook is kind of a good strategy for that.
Wow. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
It is better